everyone, and welcome to On the Sofa with SISU, with me, Olajidae.
And me, Louisa.
On this week's episode, we talk about everything from KSI and his racial slur. We also talk about Louisa and the Easter Bonnet Parade and her gripe with that one. We touch on the zombie apocalypse and what would you do if. And then our E&I topic of the week this week is all around disrupting versus disruptor and disruptiveness and how the synergy works together. And then we obviously have a nice ending with our Mannies of the Week. Tune in. Enjoy. Hello. Welcome. Should we gong?
Yes.
Let's gong.
Here's a little sound bath. I think it's gone low.
Low vibrations. I've been practicing as well. I'm actually really good at this. I've become a gonger, everyone. I am actually
very proud.
I'm proud of me too.
It was good. It doesn't take long, right?
No, I think it's all about patience as well. Like, you have to kind of do it really, gong it, but then do it really slowly.
Yeah.
And make sure the thing has to stay connected to the bowl.
Oh, yeah.
And as soon as you move it off, you're like, oh, I know it's going to go down and you're going to lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely patience.
Yeah.
I mean, before you was literally bashing it to death.
I was just doing this and I was just going like that. Yeah. And also, like, keeping a steady hand as well really helps. Like, keep your hand steady.
Yeah.
And then gong it.
Cup it.
But yeah, I did quite a lot of that at the weekend and I was, like, very impressed with myself. And then I came home and showed Sean and he was not impressed.
He was not impressed?
He was just like, I don't care for this. Oh,
I thought he might want to come for a little sound bath with us one day.
Not bothered. Don't invite him. Anyway.
I reckon he would come if there was if a glass of wine at the end was on.
Oh, yeah.
Offer.
Of course. Oh, God. How? Oh, you're going to ask me first?
I was going to say, so how was your week? How has it been? What have you been up to? Man about town?
Man about town. Again, confused at where the week starts and ends, but I'm just going to tell you my highlights. So, highlights was definitely my wedding.
Oh, congratulations.
Not my wedding. My wedding. No, the 3-day wedding that I attended was an extravaganza. It was magical. It was, I love a wedding. I just love a wedding.
Weddings as well.
I do love a wedding. It was beautiful. I went to Liverpool. One of my closest friends got married to another one of my close friends. And it was just magical. And to set the record straight, because I was the one that actually got them together.
Oh, bloody hell.
During the best man speech, he was like, Ali was the one that got them together. And I was like, excuse me, it was me? Hello?
Stop it. Stop it.
But it was a beautiful wedding. Wedding was on the Friday. No, pre-wedding dinner was on the Thursday, which was lovely. And then wedding on the Friday, very messy. I turned into an agony aunt.
Oh, bless you.
I had some man ask me in the toilet if I thought you should get a hair transplant. And I was like, mate, I feel like you should probably deal with that on your own. And I don't know you from Adam. And he then decided to tell me that he'd been taking steroids for 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And that his missus was 9 years younger than him and he didn't want him to disappear and leave him for a younger person with more muscles. And I was
sounds like a Jerry Springer show.
It was. And I went, mate, can we leave the toilet, please? It smells like shit in here. Oh, God.
It's always the way, though, isn't it? At weddings, you just have the most random conversations. Everyone's your best mate.
Honestly, I felt like I had a sign on my head that said, agony aunt,
it's your
chat
aura,
to
babes.
me. I had another girl tell me about a 6-year relationship that ended and she was like, how did you find love? Where did you find him? Do you think there's any hope for me? And I was like, love, I don't know who you are. Never met you before again, but I think, everyone's got hope. And sometimes some people don't. Maybe you're not destined for it. I don't know.
Oh, bless.
But she's actually,
get your crystal ball
but she's
out.
also going to be a potential client. So,
Oh, super.
yeah.
Welcome.
Probably shouldn't talk about her on the poddy.
Was you repping the poddy?
I was repping the poddy a lot.
Bloody hell.
I was repping everything. Do you know how many people came up to me and were like, "What do you do?" And I told them what I did, and they were like, "Oh my god, no way, that's amazing! Oh my god!" And they were like telling me about situations where they have not felt like they belong.
Oh.
Like a girl sat down with me and
That's
told me.
probably why everyone was coming up to you with their problems.
I didn't have a sign up saying "SISU" on the sofa with.
I'm surprised you didn't, to be honest.
I mean, I was trying to enjoy myself. The bloody bride came up to me and was like, "Why are you not on the dance floor?" I was like, "Because I'm helping all your mates.
Oh.
They're using me for free counselling." Honestly. And then on the Saturday, I was like, I don't want anyone to talk to me, so I'm just going to get absolutely smashed. So I did.
Amazing. Good.
So yeah, it was a very good 3-day wedding, and I just felt really privileged to be part of something so magical. And the venue that they got married in, Sefton Park, honestly, it was like stunning.
It
Absolutely
looked
stunning.
incredible.
Yeah.
I saw a few little pickies on someone's Insta, and it looked
Stunning.
really, really lovely. And Lucy looked lovely. And
My one regret is that I didn't get to take any photos. Like, I'm normally really good at taking photos after but I didn't have my bag for like most of it, because obviously you walk down the aisle
yeah,
and then you don't have your belongings for ages.
Yeah.
And then I was helping Lucy with stuff, and then we're taking photos, and before I knew it, I was like, it's the evening.
yeah, but it's all up here, babes. It's all up in the head.
No, but like my
Memories
outfit was
are there.
actually banged on all days.
I'm sure there was the photographer.
The
no?
photographer would have got
Well,
pictures.
don't worry, you're going to get professional ones.
Like on the Thursday, when we went for dinner, I was wearing this silky pink shirt. It looked sickening. I looked like sexy chocolate.
Oh, okay.
I looked like a candy. I looked like a bit of candy wrapped up.
Candy and candy floss.
I looked stunning. Even Maggie, Ali's mum and dad, were like, "You look stunning." I went, "I know."
Honestly.
I know.
I'm going to... Hang on a minute. Let's just bring that ego back down to
I
earth.
felt great. I felt wonderful.
Good.
But yeah, that was me in my week. And then what else did I do? I went to the Reach Society Careers Conference yesterday, which was beautiful.
Ooh, where was that?
In Russell Square, a hotel. And the Reach Society, for those of you that don't know, is a charitable organisation that helps young black people get into work. So they connect young black people with businesses, and they hold regular careers fairs. And yeah, it was nice to be in attendance at that. And I did a little
Amazing.
talk in one of the sessions around careers and hospitality. I got on my pedal still and talked about SISU.
Cool.
And then one of the girls was like, one of the questions was like, how did you stumble across equality and inclusion? Like, what was your journey into it? And I was like, I stumbled across it through trauma.
Yeah, I was going to say first-hand experience.
And everyone
babes.
literally went, and I was like, no, but you know, it's worked out well.
It's benefited,
It's
in the long run.
in the long run.
I think.
The trauma's helping me help other people. Which was the first time I think I've ever said that. And I was like, that's my new line. How have you got into it? Trauma. So that was really, really good. And yeah, that was basically the highlights of my week.
Yeah.
What about you?
Sounds very, very nice. I've had a very chilled week. Let me just check.
I had a chilled week. Let me check. Yeah, it's very chill.
Obviously, Easter is coming up, so it's basically just all been about Easter. Easter bonnet parade was last week at Maisie's school.
What does that
Do you
entail?
know what? I've got a little bit of a gripe with it, if I'm honest.
What is it? Because I'd never heard of it before.
An Easter bonnet parade. Well, you didn't do that at school?
You know, my school experience was very different to most.
So, right, okay, well, I'll tell you. So my gripe with it at the moment is that it is not what it used to be.
Right.
When I was at school, we did Easter bonnets. We made them at home, and there was a competition, and you took them into school, and, you know, somebody won. And now I feel like a lot of the time, schools kind of strip out the competitive side of things. Healthy, competitive, you know, interaction. And now with the Easter bonnet, they just kind of, they ask you to take in, like, donate some arts and crafts, which you do, and then the kids make their bonnets all together, and they basically all look the same. They all look the same. They were all a piece of paper, like a border paper, stapled at the back with 2 bunny ears on the front. Do you know what made me absolutely crease up? Maisie, being Maisie, walked out, no ears. She said, I didn't want to put the ears on because everyone had the ears and I wanted to be different. I was like, yeah, you go, girl. It's bad enough you can't compete.
Oh, I thought that they made it at home.
No, so they don't do that anymore. But
one of the girls that I was with at the weekend, she was like, this is what I put my child into school with. Cause I
no, I'm sure there are other schools that do still do it that way.
Okay, it's just like that school.
Maisie's school doesn't do it like that anymore, which is a shame. But also probably quite nice for Maise because I can get a little bit overbearing and take over.
You would take it too far.
Yeah, so it's probably quite nice. But yeah, that was really cute. I got a funny picture of her. And then she had her Easter disco, which was hilarious.
An Easter disco?
Yeah, choosing the outfit, another stressful moment in my life. And then what else have I done last week? I went to the garden centre had a little family roast. That was very nice and wholesome. You know, I love my plants.
Did you have a roast at the garden centre?
No. After I went home and made a roast dinner. Well, I didn't make the roast dinner, actually. I got a roast dinner made for me, which was always nice.
What roast is it?
Very simple chicken, but whole chicken in the air fryer. Have you tried it yet?
No.
Oh my God, it is banging.
I'm not a chicken roast fan. Sean loves a chicken roast, but I just feel like chicken roast for me, it just feels really boring.
Maybe
it's because I just grew up eating chicken all the time.
Maybe, yeah, but I don't know. Like normally we would have like lamb or beef or ham, and sometimes I'm like, I just crave a simple chicken with like butter and, some nice simple herbs, garlic, all of that. Rick stuffed a lemon in there with some thyme, and it was like the chicken was real lemony, so it like absorbed it. Oh my God, it was bloody lovely.
Lemon chicken.
Had one of our closest friends, Lauren's little girl's birthday, Sienna. She was 3. It was her birthday party on Saturday. Little Mexican fiesta theme. Hey. That was super good. She did really, really well. And yeah, always very proud of her. Sienna was absolutely loving it.
Aww.
And then
I love the fact they were wearing the same outfit.
They always wear the same outfit and they're hilarious.
It's like, you're not twins, Lauren. She is literally your daughter.
No, I got there and I was like, what are you wearing? Yeah, of course. Of course you've got matching outfits. And then I took my mum and Maisie to a theatre show called The Lost Bells on Monday. That was lovely. It's actually based off of a book, and I didn't realise this at the time when I booked it, but when they were telling the story about how, well, it's actually very interesting because we spoke about the books recently, didn't we? And changing the language and stuff. So this play was about English dictionary, English language being lost from the child's vocabulary. So basically, like, they're losing words that they will never know anymore, and this is all about finding the words and creating magic.
Give us an example. What word?
Jackdaw.
Never heard of it.
What's a bird?
A jackdaw's a bird?
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a door that's been jacked. Like, jacked open.
No. So, but anyway, I think it was based off a book, and I bought Maisie this book like a year and a half ago called The Lost Words, and it was based off of that. And it was really nice, and it's a great book.
Where was that? Where did you see
recommend.
it?
At Watford Palace Theatre.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Do you know what? It was just amazing. I couldn't believe how good it was, considering where it was.
God,
well, it wasn't a London production.
Shady as fuck. I mean, all theatres are great in their own right. Just because they're not in London doesn't mean they're not going to be good.
Yeah, but this was like a very big production.
It's not an amateur theatre.
It's not an amateur theatre.
No, so it's like
Well done, Watford Palace Theatre. It was absolutely amazing. There was only 5 actors in it.
Oh, was there?
Yeah, and it was just amazing. Maisie loved it. Obviously, she was like that, drooling the whole time, thinking, when am I going to have this opportunity to be up there singing and dancing and doing what they're doing? So yeah, my mum really enjoyed it as well. It was nice just to, spend some time together, the 3 of us. Quality time.
Wholesome time.
Very wholesome. And I had a little trip to Topgolf, which I've never done before. Have you been to Topgolf before?
Yeah.
I've never been.
Oh, really?
No.
I mean, I don't think you're smiling like a Cheshire cat. I'm not sure why.
I loved it.
It's Topgolf. I mean, I think after a while, the shooting range gets a bit boring.
No, I really enjoyed it. So I want to get good at it.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so I was like learning, you know, some techniques and stuff. And
But is that the best place to learn on a shooting range? I don't know.
I guess so. Yeah, yeah. Learn there and then.
I feel like I went to Top Golf when I was at school, and then I've been since on a couple of dates.
Oh, what in Watford?
They're all over the place.
Oh right, it's a chain.
It's a chain, yeah.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, it was fun. I think that I've always had a real thing about golf being like boring for, you know, old men who are retired and have nothing better to do. But actually, I really found it quite fun and enjoyable.
That was your stereotype that you put people into a box.
Absolutely, yeah. I know.
I really wanted to learn how to play golf a long time ago, and I remember when Jeremy started playing golf, I actually said to him, I was like, please can you teach me? I really want to learn. He was like, I don't think it's for you.
How rude.
I know, but I
could imagine him saying that.
I do feel like I want to learn how to play something or do something.
Let's go to Top Golf together.
But I feel like I've decided that I think it's going to be pottery.
Okay, I actually love that. I did say to my mum the other day I want to go pottery with her. There's one in Bishy High Street.
Is there?
Yeah, but it's not like the throwdown kind of thing. It's just like, you know, get some clay.
So I found one in Kentish Town. It's called the Pottery School. Pottery School.
What is up with us? Our tongues are all over the place today.
It's called the Pottery School, I think, in Kentish Town. It's huge. It's amazing. You can go and do your throw down there. You can put it in the kiln. You can gloss it. You can paint it. It's a whole thing.
I'm wondering if that's where my friend Sean went then, because he did a pottery class in London. He said it was amazing. He likes doing pottery.
So I feel like it's a good Saturday afternoon thing to do, and then get boozy afterwards.
Oh yeah, Camden.
Yeah. I was thinking Kentish Town.
Okay. What else?
Yeah, I feel like we should do it. It'd be really fun. I'm trying to get Joe to come and do it as well.
Amazing. Yeah, that would be fun. And then what else? That's it really. And then and today we finalised our plans with our new partner, didn't we, Christian Louboutin?
Oh yeah,
that was really exciting.
Red bottom shoes, here we come.
Yeah, that was nice. That's really fun. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be sick.
So, yeah, that's been the week really.
Busy.
Family shit.
Yeah, life. Yeah. Life has been lifing. You've got an icebreaker for us, haven't you?
Oh my God, I don't even know what possessed me to put this icebreaker in. There was something that, I don't know if I watched something or, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows now how terrible my memory is. I feel like I'm basically my brother at this point. Like,
That's out of order.
No, it's not. My brother Harley had an accident a couple of years ago, and he suffered brain injury in his frontal lobe. So he's got a really, really poor memory. His long-term memory is cool.
Sorry, Harley.
But his short-term memory is shit. Which is he's you know, it's a family thing, but it is funny. I feel like him at the moment. What was I saying?
The icebreaker. Are we going to get into it?
Icebreaker, yeah. So, how long would you last in a zombie apocalypse? Do you think?
I just don't understand where this came from. Did you watch the zombie apocalypse or something?
I don't know.
Did you watch The Last of Us?
No, I've not heard of that.
Oh. I think so. I feel like the black people always die first. Just putting it out there.
Oh my God, what? This isn't a movie.
I'm sorry, the zombie apocalypse is not also real life right now. So all I can think about is a movie. Oh, God.
To be fair, I ask Olajidae these sorts of questions like fairly regularly. Like, you know, what would you do if the internet completely and utterly just went down? Or like, what would you do if, you know, I don't know, we went into another lockdown? All sorts of things. Oh, how funny is this?
Can I answer the question? You're literally jumping from...
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Have you had coffee?
A few.
We've literally just jumped to three different questions, and everyone's just sitting there going, what?
Right, okay, back on track. What would you do? How long would you last in a zombie apocalypse?
So I feel like I would last a solid 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah, because after 2 weeks...
That's so specific. What would you do? Well, why is that?
I just thought that after 2 weeks, the food situation would have got to me.
Right.
feel like I would either kill someone and eat them or be killed and be eaten. So I feel
2 weeks and he's killing somebody. 2 fucking weeks.
I'm honest. I just don't feel like more than 2 weeks.
I feel like after 2 weeks of a zombie, there probably is still supplies in like superstores and stuff.
No, because everyone would have looted it.
Well, in 2 weeks though.
As soon as there's a zombie apocalypse, the first thing people do is go and loot.
I would go loot.
I would go and loot.
Yeah.
But I would also be that person that'd be like, I feel like we should just stay in our homes until the zombies have like settled down.
Do they settle down?
Yeah.
With each other, or
they settle down and they basically harvest all the people and the food, and then they're going to settle down until that's finished, and they'll come back out again, and then they'll attack again.
Where do you get this information? Do you know one?
I just maybe 2 weeks actually is not cutting myself a bit of slack. I think maybe about a month, maybe 2 months. Okay. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I just feel like
it's hard to tell,
I wouldn't be the person that died first, because my mindset would be like, I'm not being the black person that dies first. So I'm gonna kill someone before I be killed.
Yeah.
And I'm more than happy to like shoot people up.
Oh yeah.
I know I shouldn't say that.
Rage would literally consume me.
I'd
be out there like Lara fucking Croft.
I think I'd be in my element. I think I'd be like, this is the opportunity that I've wanted to be able to just like get rid of people that I don't like.
Yeah. Purging.
Karen, fuck off! Susan! Oh, yeah.
Sorry to any Susans out there.
Susans and Karens, sorry.
You're honest.
Oh, God. Yeah, what about you?
Well, I mean, you know me. I feel like I have a plan for everything, but I mean, we do actually have a plan. I have told you that you need to pack a lot of black clothes, get any weapons in the house, and we will meet at mine.
But you haven't got anything stored in your house in terms of food.
Yeah, that's why we go looting immediately.
Well, I've started to stock my cupboards up with canned goods. Actually started.
You've been doing that forever. I had to fucking get rid of shitload of them when you moved into the house.
I have started to regather again, and I'm actually going to buy a box. I've decided that this summer I'm going to buy a little box, and I'm going to start storing them inside the shed of like little canned things. So every time I go shopping, I pick up an extra 2 cans or something and start storing it away. Just in case.
Love it.
Sean thinks I'm absolutely...
So you're actually making a bunker, basically.
Yeah, but my thing is that I want to start digging down.
Yeah.
Like, I want to start building something in the ground so that if something does happen, we are ready.
Let's have a garden party. Bring a shovel. It's happening.
Let's start digging. The neighbours, I think, that we're trying to bury something, but yeah. Probably get the police coming over going, sorry, I've had reports that you're digging.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Bloody Doreen next door.
Yeah, exactly.
Be hanging out a window.
Doreen be hanging out the window going, what are they doing?
Oh my
That's
God.
my land. Anyway, that was a great one. I like that one. Keep bringing the weird randomness, please. And if any of our SISUciety have any icebreaker questions that you think we could answer just for a laugh, please remember to send it into the WhatsApp.
That would be so fun.
Yeah. And you don't forget, peeps, we don't mind a little voice note. We're happy with a little voice note. I miss voice notes. I love a good voice note, me.
Yeah.
Send it into the WhatsApp. Send us some icebreaker questions. We want to see it. Right. Let's get into Word on the Street.
What's the word on the street?
Word on the street. Word on the street. Word on the street. Word. I don't actually know why we sing it every
Word
week.
on the street. It's nice, isn't it?
It's a habit.
It gives
Word
us a
on
little
the
bit of
street.
we're
Word on
transitioning.
Word. It's a transition. James said that we needed a transition, didn't we? He's like, you need to transition properly. Now we're
James is always
transitioning.
guiding us.
We're transitioning, everyone. Right. So last week we spoke about the teachers striking. So this section is now called the things we've kept on our E&I. Did I say it properly?
The things we've kept our ear and eye on.
Oh, sorry. The things we've kept our E&I on. Okay, things we've kept our E&I on, which is the teachers strike. That's come from James, by the way. That's not my dad joke at all. I just want to put it out there, disclaimer. Just in case anyone comes to me and is like, what the fuck was that? And I'm like, that's not me. So Last week on Word on the Street, we discussed the teachers rejecting the offer from the government and the question around what unions are out there. We were like, we didn't actually know.
We didn't know, yeah.
So we did our research and we had our guy on the ground. The guy on the ground, well done. He has the info. He's come informed. So we have two major teaching unions. There is the NASUWT, which... they are for teaching staff only, and they opted out of merging with other unions. Then there is the NEU, and this is used for teaching union, and they merge with another union. And the reason this union is better than most, well, our man on the ground thinks he's better than most, is because the NEU is for all staff who work in the school. So it includes teachers, support staff, cleaners, caretakers, and this means there's more solidarity for everyone that works under that one roof, which I feel like makes, like, why would you not do that?
Yeah.
Why would you have a union that was just for teachers and not include all the other support people that help you get along?
Yeah, that's nice.
But there are also head teachers and support staff unions, but at the end of the day, we all need to work together and show the government that we don't want what they are offering. Basically, the offer from the government is unfunded, which means the small pay rise they are offering would have to come out of the current budgets, which would mean more cuts elsewhere. What we are asking for is a fully funded pay rise above inflation, which I don't think is, which, you know what, which is, when you think about teachers and you really deep it and you go, they are thinking about the kids, not about themselves. They don't want the money to come out of the current budget where they have to take things off or take things away from their current budget. Like the current budget, which is set, is allowing kids to have books or colouring pencils or felt tips. They're like, no, we don't want to take the money out of that because that's going to make the teaching harder, but also the kids are going to suffer. Yeah. We want you to give us the extra out of a funded budget. Yeah, a funded budget. Taxpayers. Yeah, but let's not go into that because that's a completely different conversation.
No, but that is
generally
what it is.
Yeah, generally
if
is.
it's not funded, but if it's not coming out of the current
budget has to come from taxpayers.
And it's coming fully funded from government, then it is coming from the taxpayer.
Yeah, which is just as bad, but at least it's not affecting the kids.
No, I just think that they should get a raise, and so should, you know, a lot of people who work as civil servants.
Yeah, but it shouldn't.
Areas.
And what I'm trying to say is that it shouldn't come out from.
Absolutely not. Because
it shouldn't be like a a domino.
No, they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, by requesting that. Yeah.
Did you have anything as well? I have another one, but go on. Do you have one?
Yeah, I got a little piece about the TikTok.
The TikTok. You're going to start saying the TikTok soon. No, trust me.
I am saying it, but I am saying it because I am essentially taking the piss out of Olajidae.
You're saying it through gritted teeth and through sarcasm. But,
the TikTok, he calls it, and I think it's great. So, the TikTok has been fined 12.7 mil by the UK's data watchdog for failing to protect the privacy of children. It estimated TikTok allowed up to 1.4 million UK children aged under 13 to use the platform in 2020. The video sharing site used the data of children of this age without parental consent, according to an investigation by the Information Commissioner's Office. TikTok said it had invested heavily, that's in inverted commas, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah. To stop, well, I mean, they've just been fined for it, and now they're saying we've invested heavily in this to stop under 13s accessing the site. So, I mean, that's just crazy, isn't it, really?
But it doesn't surprise me.
The thing is, right, they're like, oh, we've invested heavily in trying to make it so that age 13 children can't get on, blah, 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 blah. But what I don't understand, so see, what I do understand is some parents will allow their children to go on to TikTok under the age of a certain age and on their own account. TikTok are then supposed to kick them off, basically. Because, you know, like Sophia's set up little TikTok accounts before and then they get banned or whatever, and she gets banned off of it because TikTok realises that she is not 13. So how has this happened?
How does TikTok know when you're how old you are?
Well, because you have to put in your date of birth, I assume. But then I guess if you lie about your date of birth on it, then...
Or if you're using your parents...
Or if you're using your parents, but I can't imagine that children's data would be on the parents' account.
No. The thing is, unfortunately, this whirlwind that is social media is it's so difficult for them to govern and police.
So complex.
It's so complex, and I kind of feel like, is it not down to the parents to police it?
Like, personally, I think it is down to the parents. Yeah, like I don't allow Maisie to go on certain things. She's not allowed to have a phone. She's not allowed to have all these apps.
She's locked up.
She is basically. You know, I've even expressed that to, you know, her dad's partner, that I don't want her to watch certain things that her little girl watches and stuff. She's a couple years older, and it's not appropriate for Maisie. She is only 7.
Yeah.
And, you know, for me, even like some things like makeup tutorials and things like that, I just think unnecessary, because it just makes her want to wear makeup.
Yeah.
And she doesn't need to be doing that at the moment, because what, you know, makeup represents can be quite negative sometimes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I do think it's down to the parents at the end of the day. I think that, you know, you have control over what your child, whatever, is looking at, seeing, doing. And, you know, if you're not 100% out of everything, then you have really got to be on the ball watching them watch it, because all sorts of other shit pops up.
Yeah. Well, TikTok, do better.
That's a lot of money to pay out,
Protect
isn't
our
it?
kids. Protect the kids, or just get rid of TikTok. Although I feel like that would be miserable, because I
You love the TikTok.
I do enjoy the TikTok. I've now got to the habit where I'm making a cup of tea and I have my TikTok on, and I'll be like this, scrolling as I'm making my tea, because it just gives me like, it's my TikTok algorithm is just funny. Like, it's just funny
you watch a lot
stuff.
of comedy, don't you?
I watch so much comedy. I've now started. There's now Modern Family on there, which I love. There's snippets from Modern Family. There's snippets from loads of programs that I like watching that are funny. But I'm just like, it reminds the Schitt's Creek. That's the other one, and I'm like,
Schitt's Creek.
You know Schitt's Creek.
No.
You never what? Honestly, I can't talk to you about TV. About, you know.
What's the Schitt's Creek?
No, it's called Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's Creek, like Dawson's Creek.
Yeah, it's about. I can't. I'm not even. I can't even. I can't go into it. But you need to watch it. Honestly,
I'm not interested anyway.
I'm not interested. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's so funny. Anyway, I was going to share this one bit of news just because I found it so. And I just.
Can you actually? Because I don't actually know about this properly.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if you've been sarcastic there or not.
No, I don't know what was said.
The headline is KSI apologises for racial slur in a Sidemen YouTube video. So YouTuber turned boxer KSI has apologised for making a racial slur. The British rapper, whose real name is Olajidae William Olatunji.
No way. Did you know that?
Yes, I know him.
Oh, do you?
He's from Watford.
Is he?
Yeah. Also says he will be taking a break from social media. So anyway, what he did, he was on a program, and what's the thing that when you take a vow, what's that?
Oh, countdown. Yeah.
But it was basically for it was basically for waste men, like people that were like Z-list celebrities, and he was on there, and the word that he made was the P word.
Oh.
He saw and he went, this is not offensive, and like obviously like, but we're desperate for points, so, and he said the word, and he actually said it. He said it a few times.
Oh gosh, what was going on in the rest of the?
And everyone was laughing.
Screenshot? Really?
Everyone was laughing.
Nobody
and I was
was
just
cutting.
and I was like, what a dickhead! Absolute dickhead.
I can't believe that. But then think about the aftermath of that. Yeah, so that gets recorded,
and they put it out.
Recording now, and then they still decide to air that.
They still put it out. So it's like not just him that's the problem; it's the fucking rest of them, because they put it out because it's clickbait.
Wow.
Clickbait, isn't it? It gets more attention. It's now in the news. And he said that he made the slur during a video with his YouTube group, The Sidemen, where they were playing a countdown challenge. From his selection of letters, KSI created a 4-letter derogatory word for people of South Asian origin. There's no excuse, no matter the circumstances, I shouldn't have said it, and I'm sorry. But you know what, mate?
Was that the full apology?
That was it. That's what he tweeted.
Oh my gosh.
He said, I've always said to my audience that they shouldn't worship me or put me on a pedestal because I'm human, which I get. Fine. Okay. It's true. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to mess up in life. And lately I've been messing up a lot.
That's true, yeah, but that was calculated.
Yeah,
he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he said it. It's not like it's not like he.
It's not like a slip up.
He didn't it didn't slip up. He literally put a disclaimer out and went, "I don't mean this," and obviously but we're desperate for points, and so I'm going to say it anyway, regardless if I know the fact that it's bad to say. So it's not like I don't mind when people slip up. When people slip up, I actually think it's okay. You slip up, you can self-correct. But this one is calculated. Yeah, you calculated that slip up. Apology. And I just find it, and I feel like people need to be more aware of people like this who knows that he can take a break from social media and he can come back and it'll all be okay because people forget about it. Yeah. And people need to hold people like this more accountable for their actions because unfortunately 100%. He is dangerous. And I've never liked him, to be honest.
Yeah, have you watched that programme?
I've always got a bad vibe.
Have you watched it?
What?
That Sidemen thing.
No, I wouldn't.
My God, it's absolutely grating.
Is
Don't
it?
recommend.
Is it?
I've only seen it thanks to my beautiful niece, Ria. I think like the teenagers are into it and stuff, and she actually showed it to me one night. She was staying over and I was kind of like confused. Yeah.
A lot of people have said that his apology doesn't seem genuine.
Of course it's not.
And he's got a lot of bad press for it, and I think he's just
good. His
statement is that I'm taking a break from social. I didn't even see this bit at the bottom. In March 2021, KSI apologised for using a transgender slur in past tweets. Honestly, didn't even know there were slurs. I know now though. So he is a repetitive offender.
Yeah. Beware.
Okay. Beware, peeps.
Keep your ear and eye on KSI. Yay!
Anyway, that was the word on the street for the week, and we will be keeping our ear and eye on KSI, and we'll be coming back with that one because I would love to bring him in for a little conversation.
Oh.
I don't know if I could hold it though. I don't know.
Professional boxer as well. What a joke.
He sings as well, doesn't he? He sings as well. Anyway, what an absolute waste, man. So let's move into the E&I topic of the week. E&I topic of the week, which you brought to the table. I always get really excited when you bring an E&I topic of the week to the table because I always get like, where's it going to go?
Where is it going to go?
Where is it going to go?
I'm feeling somewhat sheepish because I remember tapping in this little like quick thought and then being like, oh yeah, blah, 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 and thinking to myself like, oh yeah, this is a good thing to question about. And now I'm looking at it, I don't quite have the narrative. I'm going to be totally authentic with you all. What I wanted to talk about was disruptor versus disruption.
Sorry.
Bear with. I'm getting really hot. Look, I think I'm getting my heat rash. Might need to take my jumper off.
Oh my God, your face has gone so red.
Oh my God. My ear is literally burning up. Okay. So basically, disruptor versus disruption. Now, okay, I kind of remember my train of thought now.
Oh, good.
So when you have a large corporation, so you've got multiple departments, big departments, right, with varying different teams within those departments. How do you create or draw out synergy between the disruptor and the disruptive? And what I'm labeling as disruptor and disruptive is this. The disruptor is somebody who wants to make positive change, cultural change, is, elevating certain strategies. And then you have got the disruptive who do not agree with positive change, any change, actually, and kind of talk about the stuff that should be done but don't actually do it. So let's, for instance, say you've got somebody in senior leadership in a certain department who is going, oh yeah, okay, right, we need to do well-being. Everyone here is talking about well-being and we need to address this, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God, I've got such a good example of this recently.
Hang on. And then you've got another department with similar person role, talking the same talk, but actually doing the walk at the same time. So that's the disruptor. And then you've got the disruptive in another department who is talking the talk, but not actually doing the walk. Doesn't believe in what they're saying, just saying it for the sake of saying it because that's what everyone wants to hear. Am I making sense? Are you following?
I understand, yeah. So there's the disruptor sometimes is the one that the disruptor affects the disruptor. So the disruptor is potentially changing things and it's going to affect the disruptor.
So basically, you've got a strategy, a company-wide strategy, and the strategy is this: well-being is an objective, and we need to make sure that we're supplying our employees with a good well-being strategy, with resources, blah blah blah. And then you've got one person in senior leadership in one department who is actively doing that, and then you've got one person in senior leadership in a different department who is saying it, but actually still working their team into the ground and not taking it on board whatsoever. But this is the company-wide strategy. And everyone's shouting about what the good senior leadership person is doing, the good senior leader. And, oh my gosh, this company is amazing because we're doing all of these things around well-being, la la la. But this poor cousin of a department over here is actually not reaping the benefits of that because their senior leader doesn't actually believe in doing it, in doing the work. So they're still going about their business, you know, with a toxic work culture, la la la. How do you create synergy between all departments across big businesses like that? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, what do people need to be doing?
Well, I think the first step is acknowledging that what the disruptor is doing is beneficial and on a scale. Because I think sometimes the disruptor can sometimes feel like quite isolated in itself because you're questioning the status quo, you're pushing boundaries, you're coming in with new ideas, and if you're not necessarily been acknowledged that those ideas are beneficial for the business and they're going to be impactful, sometimes that then doesn't cascade down so people don't see it as important. So
yeah, but I'm talking about people who are on the same level here and they're big shots.
Yeah, I know, but some, like, for instance, there's a business that I worked with who, you know, we wanted to implement a mentoring program for ethnic minority groups.
Yeah,
it's always been a strategy. You know, one of the pillars of the strategy is improving representation.
Yeah,
it's been something we've been talking about for ages with the board, whatever, within the business. Yeah, improving representation is like the goal is that always been the goal. CEOs cascaded it down and mentioned it. The board of directors have cascaded it. It's everyone knows about it. But yet when we talk about bringing this mentorship program into place, one of the leaders says, I don't understand how this is the right thing to do because I feel uncomfortable that I will have to go and tell people that aren't from an ethnic minority background that this mentorship program isn't open to them. Oh. And I'm like, but the message is we're improving representation. Yeah. We're not. So you need to go and tell Gary that and ask Gary if Gary found it difficult to get his role because of the colour of his skin. Yeah. And Gary will turn around and probably say, no, I didn't. And you can ask Gary, do you see many other people that are different to you as in leadership roles in this business? And Gary will go, no. So then you go, well, there you go. You've solved, that's there is no question. Yeah. But he is disruptive. He just doesn't see that this beneficial for the team, and he sees it as being more difficult. Disrupting is more difficult than not disrupting. So what I'm saying is that at that point, the CEO needs to be reiterating, acknowledging the fact that the disrupting is what the business needs right now. Yeah. That if you do not acknowledge that disrupting is where the business is moving towards, then those people that are disruptive within the business won't see it as important, and so it doesn't cascade down, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I do feel like you have to acknowledge it, and I think you also have to work more collaboratively together in different departments. I feel like coming from a hospitality background experience, operationally, businesses always don't work quite closely with marketing and HR. Like I feel like there's such disconnect, and actually the collaboration between ops and marketing and HR needs to be more in synergy, so that you can understand how things cascade down properly and how important things are. Because I feel like the message gets lost in translation. Yeah, absolutely. And so the ops team then forget why it's important, because there's so much other important stuff that they're having to deal with. Mm-hmm. So I have to say acknowledging and collaboration are both quite important.
Key factors.
Yeah.
Key factors.
Yeah, 100%.
And what if it's like falling under the radar? What if there's one person, for instance, what you were talking about in the example, what if that's kind of falling under the radar and the work's not actually being done? Is it up to the team members to, form a revolt?
Yeah, no, I do. I feel that's why it's so important to take people on a journey with you about what you want to do, because actually if you're taking people on a journey within your business about what you're doing and then it's not actually happening in certain snippets of certain areas of the business or certain departments, and those people in those departments can go, well, how come we aren't getting what they're getting and you're not doing what's been said that's been done, and holding those people accountable. And I think that's why it's so important, that communication. Definitely.
And also I think it's so important that, team members do feel like they can do that.
Yeah.
Have the confidence and, the encouragement to call things in like that.
That's why it's very important that when you start your DEI journey or EI journey, that you are educating your teams around the language and the nuances around it, because if you don't, then they won't feel comfortable to bring that conversation up to you. They won't even know that something's not happening because they didn't know that what that thing even was. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that they are brought along the journey, they are educated along with the business, so that they are then able to hold the business accountable. But it happens. I mean, it's happening at the moment with one of the clients that we work with, where you can see pockets. Like literally, it's so interesting when you've got the data. The data. Oh my god, I got so excited by the data.
We're bringing it back to the data.
It's so exciting because I literally sat in my meeting the other day and I went, let's bring it back to the data, okay? Because the data states that we have got a 76% split of whites to 24% non-white. So when we talk about improving representation, if Gary doesn't believe in it, then Gary needs to go back to the stats, because the data shows us that we are not where we need to be. There is not equity for ethnic minority groups. And I always feel like you just need the data.
No, 100%. I love that we're bringing it back to the data all the time. It's almost like you just cannot argue with data.
You can't. You can't turn around and go, well, I see loads of people of colour here. Well,
yeah.
Gary.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. I really have a little bit of a thing with the term whites and non-whites. I don't like it.
I know, it's like a us and them situation.
No, but it's we're only talking about white. Like, I just feel like to brand a group of people of a different ethnicity to white as non-white, it sounds derogatory to me.
Well, that's the same thing of, no, you're right. Did I say non-white? Did I?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't normally do that. That's really bad. I'm self-correcting. I mean, ethnic minority groups. I never say non-white because that's not nice. Because that's basically making it out like...
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's not... Did I actually say that? Hideous. I've been to a wedding for 3 days. It's taking it out of me, okay? Don't come for me, people, please. We all make mistakes,
bloody hell.
We all make mistakes. No, you're right. No, non-white is not the right thing to say, because it makes the white mean that's the
it's like the superior fucking
colour. Like it's like saying guys.
Yeah.
It's just the same sort of vein of like saying guys and thinking that guys is like the common denominator or the...
Very true. Do
you know what I mean? Yeah. So no, non-white is terrible. So I apologise to my ethnic minority groups that I may have offended. But the other thing I wrote down here around how to draw the synergy was around celebrating success as well. I feel like when disruptive people or collectives come together, it's really important that you acknowledge and celebrate all the achievements, and it helps to then build momentum and encouragement with the teams. Like the amount of times that things happen within a business because of the disruptor, and then it's not really gone back to say, well, this has all come down from this this person or from this initiative, and this is why we've now moved the dial here, and this is why you're not able to have this because of that.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important that when we talk about taking people on a journey, the journey includes taking them on, understanding where that came from, or celebrating the fact that, I don't know, for instance, I'm trying to think of an idea, you launched a new wellbeing platform where you're able, it's an app, and the kids are able to download all sorts of other amazing resources, but that's come from the E&I team, because the E&I team have decided that they've listened to what people are saying, and they've found this app, and they've proposed it to the business have done it, and you've launched it. But you need to go back and go up. We're celebrating this success, but this has come from this place, and it's taking it on a journey, and we've got to this place.
100% acknowledgement, always. Like, if you don't do that, shit show.
It is a shit show, yeah. But I like that question. Like how do you draw synergy between disruptor and disruptive? And I think everyone needs to have people in their business that is disruptor and disruptive as well. Yeah. Because otherwise you don't learn about a different perspective. Like this, for instance, that example that I just gave around...
clarity, isn't it? It's in everything.
Yeah. The example I just gave about the mentoring thing and, the improving representation. Although at the time when it was said in the meeting, I was just like, fucking hell, we've gone back like 10 years, but okay. It's now given me insight into a different perspective, and the fact that there will be people that may be offended from it, and how do you have those conversations, and how do you give people the tools to be able to have those conversations in an open and brave way, because actually that's what you want to be able to do. Is you don't want people going out there talking about initiatives and not being able to really talk about them with passion, and being scared to say things to certain people because they're worried what the backlash is going to be. But you want to give them the tools to be able to have those backlashes come their way and go, well, actually, no, here's the data, or no, we're going to be doing something for you later, or whatever. But you need to be able to have something in your back pocket. And I think having those disruptive people gives you those perspectives to have those back pocket things you can just flip out at any one time.
Yeah, bit of practice.
Yeah.
But also think it's really, really important that the message is spoken out loud and clear before any initiatives are taking place as to why they are taking place.
Oh my God, the why is so important. Like everything should start with the why. Because otherwise, and you should always go back to the why when you've finished as well, to make sure that you've accomplished what the why was in the first instance. Yeah. I start all my proposals with a why. Yeah. I love a why.
Work backwards.
Thank you. That was pretty good. Good E&I topic of the week.
E&I topic
you pulled that one out of your arse, love. Well done.
I absolutely did, because I don't know where it came from or when I wrote it down.
Yeah, I like it. See, sometimes you just got to go with the flow. So we've got a lot of questions from the SISUciety.
Oh my God.
A lot of questions, and I'm gonna have to just pick a few of the juicy ones. No, I'm just gonna pick them at random. First question: have you got any examples of disruptors and their impact on different industries?
I feel like we kind of spoke about that before, didn't we? Like Netflix, blah blah blah. Do you know what? I actually will. I will give an example. The example is Burberry have always been a disruptor kind of company for me. Obviously, I spent a lot of time there, working there previously, so I know more about the ins and the outs. And, in the past few years, they have just completely and utterly trailblazed the E&I area in terms of the fashion industry. They were like one of the first companies to bring in like 6 months paid maternity and paternity, both across the UK and America. In fact, just globally, everywhere they are, everyone gets the same maternity and paternity package. And that was like real huge achievement. And for me, that's like a real disruptive moment. Like they're changing the way that the fashion industry works.
Amazing. I am thinking of I'm trying to think of individual people that I think are disrupting as well, because I feel like there's industries that are obviously doing well, like you said, Burberry, but there's quite a few people that are individually disrupting in their own right as well. And obviously there's obvious. Goes without saying that we are disrupting fucking everything. We're literally earthquaking everywhere. But I'm trying to think of other people that I would say that are disrupting. I mean, I actually feel like Chris King is disrupting. We've talked about them before.
Definitely.
On the podcast, and I think like I saw a post that they did today around they are looking for somewhere to live, and they are having to
as in like a new office space.
No, like to live, to put their head down and sleep.
Oh, okay. Amazing.
And they are trying really hard to find somewhere, but when they turn up to view properties, they're having to completely change who they are and obviously not be dressed as their authentic selves. And so even things like they are worried about nail polish and stuff like that, and it's an experience that you just don't even think about. I mean, I literally go out in my authentic self wherever I go and don't give a shit anymore, but like that's my privilege, whereas it's nice to be able to hear someone talking about it so openly and so real, and I feel like they are I was doing so well. They are disrupting.
It's once you get into your own head about being too conscious about it.
Yeah,
that's when.
But they are a good disruptor, really great disruptor, I think.
Yeah,
especially in the trans, non-binary space, I feel like. And there's people like that I'm like, yeah, there's quite a few people out there that are disrupting. I feel like LinkedIn's a great place to find those people.
Yes, it is. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Next question. How can I overcome resistance to change and convince stakeholders to support disruptive ideas?
How can I overcome resistance to change?
I would say, don't take no for an answer, bitch. Don't take no for an answer. I feel like it's really. How do I?
I just think that whatever it may be, whatever the change may be that needs to happen, you have to have a business case for it. You just have to have a business case, and you have to have like the positive impacts that it will have and the detrimental impacts that it will have if you don't make the changes. It's all about stats, facts, information.
Oh, I thought you were going to rhyme there. Stats, facts, and so you can one more thing. You need one more, and then it was
stats,
facts, and
stacks of knowledge.
Yeah, you do. Well, I also think as well, like it helps to have an ally, to have someone else within the business that is potentially another stakeholder or someone else that's high up in the business to be an ally with you. Is really, really helpful.
So get out and build your army.
Yeah, build an army of people that are going to support you in that room, because being a disruptor on your own is really hard, but being a disruptor with other people in your corner, cheerleading you on, is really, really...
Yeah. And there's always going to be like-minded people somewhere in your business, whether it's 10 people, 50 people, 200 people, 3,000 people. There's going to be some people who are like-minded and want the same changes. So it's not even that you have to find people who will cheerlead you on. It's just that you find a network of people where you can just go in and have a bigger impact and cheerlead each other.
And the thing that I would say that I have learned the most is that a no isn't always a no. Like,
definitely not.
Resistance isn't always actually resistance. There's so much unpacking that needs to happen when you first initially see resistance, because the resistance possibly comes from a fear. It comes from being uncomfortable sometimes. It comes from lack of knowledge and understanding. So you have to kind of unpick and get to understand where the resistance stems from, and then kind of build it back up again, I always say. And yeah, don't take no for an answer, because I don't think no is... No, there is no reason why anybody can point blank go, there's a reason why I don't want to do this. There's no reason why I don't want to make sure that my people in my business feel protected and feel like they can come into work and have a sense of belonging. Like, if any human being out there can hand on heart say that to themselves, then they probably shouldn't be a stakeholder in the business.
Yeah, absolutely. You just keep on having to go on. It's like, child-parent relationship.
Jesus Christ, that's just... Oh!
You know?
Yeah.
Mummy, 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 mummy. Just do that.
Yeah, you mean like
Just keep going on, because
Keep
eventually
going.
you will grind them down.
You
That's me
do.
every day. Yes, what? No, you can't have that. No, you can't have that. And by the end of the day, oh, fucking hell, fine, just have it. Yeah.
next question, this final question, because I feel like otherwise we'll be here all day. And my nose is starting to.
Oh, the hay fever is real, people.
Oh my
It's
God.
here. It is spring.
Oh my God,
Spring has sprung.
it really has. It's been terrible this week. Next question.
Oh, he's going again.
You might have to take it. Sorry.
The question is, how can I create a culture of innovation and encourage disruptive thinking within my organisation? Lovely. How can I create a culture
Freedom of speech.
of innovation?
You don't want people. You want to create a culture where people feel like they can voice their opinions and their ideas without being knocked down or without being made to feel like they are stupid or like it doesn't matter. And I actually always say to people, when you're doing if you're doing following the SISU steps and you're doing the strategy the right way, SISU steps, and you're doing the strategy the right way, and you've done a talk lounge, and then you've done maybe like some listening groups, and then you do your data, and you get a survey out. In your survey, ask people if they feel comfortable showing, like talking about bringing new ideas to the table or sharing ideas, because that will give you a really good indication of if there's maybe a culture of fear within your business.
Yeah, and also if there is certain areas of fear, you'll be able to see where they are.
Yeah,
And then you'll be able to pinpoint and work on them
exactly.
strategically. I would say as well, to create a culture of innovation, that is just having a number of different voices and perspectives. You cannot be innovative if everybody is the same.
You need diversity. You do need
Yeah.
diversity to be innovative. You can't have, you're right. You cannot do it without that. So, yeah, start with that. Start with making sure that you've got a culture of open forum, open discussions,
Yeah.
open sharing of ideas. And if you haven't got that, then you start building that, and you build that by sharing with the team that this is a safe, brave space. Please feel free to share your ideas.
Encouragement.
Do like poll surveys of people, so that you're constantly checking in on your teams to see how they feel, so that then they start to feel more comfortable with sharing their authentic selves with you as a business. But that's a great question. Actually, I like that one.
Love it.
All right, cool. Thank you, SISUciety. I love the fact that the questions are flying in. You know where to send them to. Send them into the WhatsApp. You can also email them to us if you really feel like you're not a WhatsApp person. I mean, who isn't a WhatsApp person these days? But if you feel like you want to email them, please email them to info@thisisisu.co.uk. And we're going to move on swiftly to the Mannies of the Week.
Mannies of the week. So, my Manny this week is to be
Okay. My Manny is to be hyphen. Oh God!
Oh God.
What was your Manny last week?
I can't remember.
What was my Manny? Oh, my Manny last week was love. Oh, I think I really embraced that.
Oh, you did?
I did embrace it. I actually came back and I felt so like besotted with Sean. I did. Because I felt like I really missed him at the wedding.
Oh,
like
good.
I literally felt like everyone was in
How
love
could you
with their
not?
partners, and I was just like, agony on, Ola is here.
There you go. You was giving out your love for
I was
strangers.
I was
telling you
sharing
about
so
hair
much love,
transplants.
and then I needed my love when I got back. So
What
yeah, I
was
think
my Manny?
I don't know what yours was last week, babes.
It must have been rubbish.
But my Manny this week is going to be around taking the steps to protect myself when I get older.
That's very, very good.
Do you know, we were talking about it earlier, and I things happen to me. So my plantar fasciitis is obviously something that I've spoken about. I'm talking about my journey. I'm sharing my journey with you all. And it's by far getting worse. And I'm not taking any steps into even look after myself at all. In fact, I decided to wear like a ridiculous heel at the wedding. But, you know, fashion first. And so my hip
Fucking hell.
started to hurt. So I need to like start looking after myself, and I feel like I go to the gym and I don't stretch after my gym workouts, and I'm starting to really feel it. So like yesterday, I went to the gym yesterday morning, but I was in a rush to get into London. I literally just ran out of the gym without stretching, and all day long my thighs felt like they were so stiff, and my knees, and I was like,
that was yesterday.
Yeah.
That makes so much sense. This is why you had
the hip,
dodgy hip and thigh.
So my manifestation is start to look after yourself so that you don't have problems when you're older. I'm manifesting good old age.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Because I actually don't think I can deal with you and your moaning for like in the next 20 years because I feel like it'll be constant.
I'll be like my mum. I will. I'll be like my mum.
Stop it.
I will. Shit. It's like, oh, shit. Honestly. I had a conversation with her just now and honestly, bless her. 70, bless. 70. If I get to 70 and I'm like that, shoot me.
I was going to say, do you want me to shoot you? Yeah. Okay. Do you know, I think they just... I saw in the news, I know this is the wrong section, but I'm just going to quickly, because euthanasia.
I knew you were going to say that!
They've been talking about passing it as a law in Spain.
Yeah, I know. I hope, no, let's not get into
What
that
a very, interesting conversation that must be in wherever they make those decisions. How weird.
What's your manifestation?
My manifestation... this week, my mani this week is I actually need to get a mani. I lost a friggin' nail. Apologies. Apologies.
You're doing it again. You're just
Anyway, it is that nail. It is disgusting. I need to find some time to actually go and have a mani.
Okay. You're mannying. You're mannying a mani.
Mani and some free time to do so.
I feel like you've got loads of free time this week.
Really?
Yeah.
I have Maisie off school.
Yeah, true. You haven't got Maisie on the weekend, as you've stated already.
Who goes to the nail shop on the weekend? That is hideous.
I went to the nail shop at the weekend on a Saturday.
Oh my gosh, that must
be
torturous.
And it was empty.
No way.
It was empty.
My nail shop is never.
Well, he was empty, bless him. Tim was empty, and I was like, what's going on?
I once had to wait for 2 hours to get my nails done on a Saturday. I vowed never ever to do that again. I
must say, the weirdest, just to round it up, one of the weirdest conversations I had at the wedding, this woman, I'm sorry, Lucy, I'm literally sharing so much juice about your wedding, but this woman sat next to me at the wedding after I was like sweating my heart out, and I was like, I need to sit down, take a breather, and have a glass of prosecco. Sat there, and she was like staring at my hand, and I was like, "Are you right, hun? You right?" She was like, "Your nails cracked."
Oh, stop it!
She grabbed my hand, and she's like, "Your nails all cracked."
You need to try and show the design. That is hilarious.
I basically got chrome nails and like silver chrome, like
it's like marbling, really.
Yeah. And she kept on stroking my fingers, and she's like, "It's weird that they're cracked, but I can't feel the cracks."
Oh my
And I was like, "What?" And I was like, and Nuala was sitting next to me, and Nuala was like, "What's happening?" And I went, "She's being really weird, really weird." And can you see them? There you go.
Pull it back a little bit.
Pull it back.
There
we go. There we go. Can you see them, everyone?
Aren't they stuns?
They're stuns. But she thought they were cracked, and she thought that I had like some sort of disease.
That's joke.
And yeah, she
kept
on stroking my hand. Anyway, we digress. Thank you, everyone, for listening to this weird and wonderful podcast.
Thank you, SISUciety. We love you.
Honestly. Should we have a little gong out? I'm going to try the gong. I'm going to try it. Hold on. 3, 2.
That was the end.
This is the end.
But we just ended it now.
No, I'm going to end it now on the gong.
No, let's not do that.
We haven't said stay brave, stay honest, stay curious. We haven't done that. So I'm gonna gong.
Is that not a different bit?
No, I'm gonna gong.
Better cut this bit out, James. It's gone a bit Pete Tong. Gong the gong. Pete Tong. Melodic.
My face is literally a face of concentration right now.
You literally look like a statue. You look so awkward.
I feel like my eyeballs are about to fall out.
I think you're going to get arthritis in your elbow. You're tensing so much.
Getting a good tricep workout there. Anyway, thank you all for listening to this weird and wonderful podcast. Stay brave, stay honest.
And stay curious.